The Couture 303 podcast with J Viper.
It's Jubilee weekend, and I'm sure most of the people listening to this show, like myself, won't really give a fuck about the royal family of the Jubilee. But on this auspicious occasion, we thought it only fair to bring out the big guns, some hardcore royalty. Joining me in my kitchen today, it's the one and only DJ Vibes.
Oi, flipping oi. Guess where I am? In his kitchen. If this is your kitchen, mate, God, this is serious. Gordon Ramsay would be jealous of this place.
Welcome to the studio, Shane. Thanks very much for doing the show. So, as I do with all me guests, I generally start from the beginning. A little bit of background. So, give us a little bit of background, where you grew up, what your childhood was like, stuff like that.
Well, I'm 50. I was 50 in November just gone, believe it or not.
You don't look a day over 49.
You don't look a day over 33. What was it in the motor?
47.
Anyway, so yeah, I was born in Cork in Ireland 50 years ago, November the 12th, la-di-da, 1971. Came over to England when I was 1 month old. I don't remember the journey, to be honest. But apparently it was very windy on that Severn Bridge. We came over to a place in Essex called Tilbury. And then we moved a place in Croydon, South London, between 1 and 8. And that was great times. My dad owned a chip shop called Seafarer. Yeah, lovely bubbly. And then from there, moved to Grays, Essex, Basildon, where I went to school. And that's where it all began.
Okay.
Well, maybe for the better, maybe for the worse, but I'm here now and I wouldn't change a thing.
So when you were growing up, what kind of music were you subjected to at home? What was getting listened to?
Well, my dad was a big music man. He was the first person to have a Ferguson video recorder. He had all the stuff. He was a big photographer, big music man. He had all vinyl, but he was a country and western man, but also a bit of soul. Charlie Pride, Dolly Parton, Merle Haggard. But he also had a lot of soul as well, early stuff, James Brown. But then he was George Benson. He was a bit of a jazzman as well. And that's where I took the influence of music. So
when you first started DJing, am I correct in saying you didn't start playing hardcore music, you started playing the likes of Gordon Soul?
I was playing soul, consistent soul, street sounds, George Benson, Luther Vandross, consistent. And I used to buy soul with my pocket money. Well, there was a place called Our Price in Basildon, and I used to love the soul, especially 5 Star. You ever heard of 5 Star?
Yeah, another 5 Star.
I used to like
Rain or shine, you'll always be. You weren't expecting that, was you?
I weren't actually. Forget the podcast. Let's go and play some music.
Let's go and have a karaoke.
I remember because I used to think I was a bit of a ladies' man in the old days, like Essex mug. And I used to have the music playing in the background when I was on the phone to me bird, thinking she'd be impressed. And it was the 5 Star album. Oh yes, sister. Anyway, you get the idea.
Silk or Steel? Is that what it was called?
Oh God.
I think it was, wasn't it?
Hey, I'm the DJ, mate. But yeah, anyway, so blah, blah, blah. I was a soul master. And anyway, the way it started, I was 16, 17 and went to Raquel's with Big Baz. Got in a taxi one night. We loved our music. Whatever way it went, I can't really remember. Raquel's Basildon, well-renowned nightclub. Taxi driver, we was talking. And I don't know how it happened. I know this is suspect, but I'm not going to tell lies and make it up. Geezer driving said, I can get you a radio transmitter. And what? Okay.
Fresh out of Tandy.
500 quid. Like 50 quid. Now we find out it's worth. From my mum's garage, we started this radio station when I was 17, Elite FM. And I don't tell lies, I'm a grown man. Don't tell lies, it just took off heavy duty. It was banging from Basildon to Southend to Chelmsford to Gravesend to Barking, all round Essex, East London. And that's when we got noticed. Well, I got noticed, but I was just going down to my mum's garage in the afternoon, getting up in my pyjamas, playing soul. But I was called, right, my name at the time was Navigator. There was no hardcore, no rave music. And I used to, I was a bit of a Reckner on the mic. The N, the A, the V, the N, the A, the V, the I, the G, the T, the O, the R, the Navigator. La-di-da.
And what year is this?
89.
Wow.
89/90. I was 17, 18, give or take. And anyway, la-di-da. So we got noticed. And so I got some bookings. Youth clubs, Cub Scout halls, kind of rough house kind of like sort of working men's clubs. And I don't, seriously, 50 quid here, 50 quid there, blah, blah. And the next thing, rave promoters started. We first booking like Roller Express, East Enfield, Roller Express, Rush, Energy, blah blah, and that's when it changed.
So what was so the transition was about, I'm guessing about 1990, 91?
91. But then it started to, I woke up a bit and really, not woke up, sort of, I was playing soul all the time, George Benson, as I said, Luther Vandross, blah, 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 Anita Baker. And then sort of rave was taking off. Our phone, we had 2 Technophones and a pager, just constantly bang, 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 bang. But there was a record shop called Brick House in Grays, and used to do 5 records for a tenner, a mystery pack.
Yeah, a booty bag, yeah.
But one of them was Man Machine, LFO, Strawberry Fields. So we bought a load of them. And that's when rave sort of got and navigated. So I was served, so I changed my name by then to Survives.
Survives.
Yeah, which was a play on Survives. Survives. Yeah. And that was a bit poncy. So I just dropped the Sir to Vibes.
Yeah.
And then started playing.
And this is the early 90s.
This is 91, 2.
So around then, I mean, you are one of the pioneers of the hardcore scene. So there could have been many DJs around back then playing that kind of music.
But then I weren't at all. I had no real idea of the scene. So what happened was I got noticed for some mad reason, and I was playing an event called Roast, Sunday Roast, which is a big jungle do. Don't ask me why, because I was on the radio. You know, if you're out there and people want you, nothing falls out of the sky into your lap, you know, you have to make, because our radio station was massive, they wanted me because I'd be advertising it for free. Bomb. Anyway, I'm sitting there, ready to get me 100 quid. 100 quid at a time, which is a bunch.
And this is the early 90s, £100, a lot of money.
And you're only giving me 80. So, yeah, I'm sitting there. Right, don't tell lies, as I said. I'm sitting in this Chesterfield chair, waiting for me wedge. 3 geezers, big geezers, come steaming through, bang the bounce, straight in, bosh. Everyone's scattered. Anyway, they murdered a bloke in there, right? No lies. Don't tell lies. This is on Green Lanes. Bang, bang, bang. Tuesday night, they threw him over the balcony, landed, impaled himself on railings.
Jesus Christ.
So I had Enfield, Tottenham CID, come to my house in Stamford-le-Hope, Essex, asking me if I see anything. 2 suited up geezers. But anyway, on that night, geezer called Wish Doctor and Errol Remoden, because I played his record.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, wow, man, you played my record." I said, "I love it, man." He said, "Have you ever made music?" I said, No. He said, "Would you like to?" I said, "Yeah." Guaranteed fact. The next, not the Tuesday after, went to, in my £100 Fiesta Supersport T-Rig, went to 2 in station opposite with Wish Doctor, Grant Nelson, Remo, and a geezer called Andy. And the desk, he'd done the scores for Star Wars. The desk as big as this kitchen thing. Made Sing It Loud that night.
Wow.
Yeah. Why did they bring me there?
Everything's fate, isn't it? As we discussed before, back in the day, you know, this is the early 90s, you could earn some serious money from records. It's not like now we get buying for 99 pence off Beatport, you know.
But listen to this prick one. I hope to blow my own trumpet and make myself look like a mug, but I was a proper super toenail. 1,000,000% done Sing It Loud, 8 or 10 hours. And I promise. 6 a.m, it was boiling hot, fan blowing. I pulled the plug out the fan, but it wasn't the fan. It was the whole thing. The whole track went. The whole thing went. Do you know what? If I was them, I'd have gone, "You can fuck right. You can get lost. Come back tomorrow, we'll redo it."
Redo it?
Good. Went back the next night. Bang. I'd love to hear the first version.
Yeah.
But anyways, la-di-da. So this was a Wednesday. Grant Nelson, Wish Doctor, said, "All right, let's do a B-side." Went to his house in Rains Park, Wimbledon. 3 hours on a W30 keyboard sampler. That music's so wonderful. In 3 hours. And I slipped on his foot on that night. This is immaterial. 3 hours to do Music's Wonderful. What an A and B side. And that's, right, I used to send tapes out, C60s, the older Memorexes, like blah, blah. and I do a hard side and a happy side.
Yeah.
But then I could send records out.
Yeah.
And that's where it just went.
And what year is this? 91? 92?
92. And obviously you have to have something. I was a good DJ, no doubt. And I was a decent geezer, which I still am.
Well,
whatever you say.
to blow your own trumpet, like.
If you're nice, right, cut. Yeah. So I used to send records out because then I got 1,000 of those pressed, and there was like 180 to press. Like so it's 1,000 times what was that? A few quid anyway.
Yeah.
But I'd send 20 test presses and send them out, and they just sold in seconds.
Yeah.
I got another few thousand pressed. La-di-da. And that was basically where it started.
So that's the early 90s. What kind of promotions were about then? So what kind of gigs were you doing in the early days?
Well, Milwaukee's, my first real decent gig, not decent, they're all decent. The first one was Obsession in Telford. Quick story for you. I didn't have a car. The T-Reg Fiesta, 100 quid what I bought from that Chris Woods, what it'd be worth now. It blew up outside the Sportsman Snooker Club. So I pushed it on the curb, left the keys on the seat and walked away. So I didn't have a motor. So I wanted to hire a car. So I went to a place, hired a car by my mate Chris Woods, who sold me the T-Reg Super Sport, hired the car for me. I didn't have a licence. Anyway, we swapped over at the Shell garage at the bottom of my road, and I got in the car and 20 minutes later, knock on my door. Someone's seen you, we took the car back. So they took the car back. So I still had no way of getting to Telford to Obsession.
Your first breakthrough gig.
So, bird I was with at the time, Joanne, she said, there's some geezer up the road, there's some right shit pots, some real old crapper scrappers, cheap. So I went up there, and it was really real last minute. I got a Triumph Acclaim, light green, on a E-Reg, light green, right? 12 quid. No licence, nothing. The geezer's called Major Money.
I mean, what can you say about that?
He had the suit jacket, the brass buttons. Anyway, that's you know when someone tells a story, they had a bit.
That's
nothing added.
You don't need to add into that. £12 for the car. Yeah. So Obsession was your first major gig, and obviously this is the early 90s.
That Obsession do. Listen to this briefly. Cole Cox played before me. Right, I guarantee this. But this is a couple of 3 months after the records had been sent out, promoted by JTS and a Mo's Music Machine. Cole Cox played both sides of my track, and I'm standing there.
Wow. And I mean, even back then, he was still a heavyweight, pardon the pun. You know, he was a big name back then. He still is now, but back then...
Really? I bet he's glad that you fucking bigged him up.
Well, you know...
He played
He speaks nicely about me, so, you know, it's only fair, isn't it? So how did you meet Lee, MC Lively?
Oh, damn. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Lively was a dancer, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah. Lively was a dancer. He used to dance for some firm called... Well, top off the red and white trousers.
Oh my goodness, he had the hair, definitely. I mean, you both did, to be fair, back then.
What do you mean?
You both had hair dance at your fucking arses, didn't you?
Yes, Lively at the Roller Express, because I was a resident there for Shipwrecked and the Pirate Club. But as I said, it's like a domino effect. If you get a booking and you're doing all right, boom, 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 boom. The radio is what done it. And the fact I was a decent DJ. Yeah. Made an effort. Was always respectable. I still am, you know. Yeah. There's so many DJs now, piss takers, liberty takers, wrecking themselves. I think they're all John Mick. Yeah. And as I said, I'd rather do two dudes, just out of an analogy, I'd rather do two dudes for 100 quid each than one dude for 200. Yeah. You know? Play the game. And some of these DJs, as I said to you, where I was last week, I said to you, yeah. Can I have a photo? No.
Unbelievable.
My fucking God. Who the fuck? No.
For the celebrity.
My agent won't let me.
Yeah. For the celebrity to say that is one thing. It's still bad. But for a fucking DJ.
Mug punter. If I'd said that name now. So three. I want to.
Yeah.
Hey, if you say no to someone who's come.
For a photo. That's your bread and butter. They're your fans. They're the people who are fucking paying your
I'm
wages.
asking them for photos.
Yeah.
Hey, all publicity is good, but you got to give respect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was on that dance floor all day, down Raquel's, down Timon, down Romford. Anyway, I won't go into where I was and what happened. Down Heights and Epping Forest Country Club. I was on that dance floor.
Yeah.
If I, as you just said now, if I could go 6 months ago and you'd have vibes in here, Shane. I love people calling me vibes, but I'm Shane.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a DJ, but I'm just one of the boys. I got a West Ham, I've got lovely cats and rescue cats.
As I said to you before, I mean, it's been a strange year for me, but, and again, this was off the record, but if somebody said to me at Christmas, in 6 months' time, you're going to have DJ vibes, sitting in your kitchen, drinking brandy with you, while you record a podcast. While you record a podcast, and by the way, he's wearing a fucking t-shirt with your logo on, I'd have laughed at them. I would have laughed at them. It's mad how things turn out.
Well, if someone said to me 6 months ago, I'd be sitting in the kitchen drinking brandy with one of your t-shirts on, I'd have fucking emigrated.
So Lee was a dancer.
Oh yeah, Lee was a dancer. And at Roller Express. Brilliant dancer, really good. And he was from sort of same area as me, Basildon, Essex. And whatever way it went, la-di-da, we got chatting. And he just came out in the car. Right, this is it, yeah. This is actually it. I think it was it Norwich, Kings Lynn? And he came out of me. We was nuts at the time. I was driving, drinking like sort of Costco, champagne, tenors, going crazy. No naughty stuff. None of that was happening at all. But whatever, we got there and it was a dead duck, the establishment.
Yeah.
I went, Lee, do a favour for a raver. Say something. And he's a natural waffle pot, isn't he?
Yeah.
Worse. But it was good. So that was fine. That was it, yeah. And that's it. He came out again, Roll Express. And it was natural then, bosh. And then we got very friendly because he's exactly the same as me but different.
The thing is, I mean, at the time, I mean, you still hold a crowd now, and it's phenomenal to see. Is Lively's one of the only MCs I've ever seen where it's like going to a rock concert. The crowd finishes lyrics off, and that's something that you can't write that. That's something that obviously came along organically, and it's mad to think that he wasn't even an MC to start off with. He was a dancer.
He wasn't planning to be. He didn't want to be. It just happened, and that's brilliant.
Oh yeah, well it just naturally organically happened, doesn't it? So back home, what's your kind of home setup like? I assume you've got decks at home. Fisher Price ones.
Hold on, right. Well, the first decks I had were from Tandy.
Realistic.
Yeah, they didn't have pitch control.
Yeah.
We weren't even gonna DJ do a radio station till the fella Jim, the taxi driver, got us that transmitter. But what happened was the belt drive decks, no pitch control, mixer didn't have a crossfader, just up and down.
Yeah.
But we weren't mixing at the time because we were playing soul. I was playing all my street sounds.
It's just fade in, fade out, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant. A bit of waffle, a bit of bubble and squeak. But the decks, I have got Technics, yes, which I basically brand new. Got them in 1989 from Basildon, a place called Wolfdales.
And you still got all your vinyl
Listen
now?
to this. The geezer who sold me the £100 Fiesta. The geezer who hired the car, for me, and then I got the. It was only because the bloke who worked for the iCar company see us swap over at the Shell garage. He worked in the place who bought me decks, and I'll tell you his name now, Chris Wood. Right, big time football manager, Ilford.
Really?
Played Ilford, Clapton Town manager. Yeah.
So you've still got your Technics at home? Have you got
under the bed?
Have you got CDJ setups at home? Not at all, no.
No.
So when you
no, I'm not. My old house. My house. No, I'm not going to go. This is under wraps. So.
Okay. So back in the day, obviously you worked for you worked for pretty much all of the promotions from Helter Skelter, Obsession, Fantasia, all them. Is there anyone that stood out to you as a personal favourite, either promoter or promotion, and why?
No, there is. But there's so many in different ways. There's bad and there's good. But the good have done nothing. I've been let down and I've been bigged up. There's nothing perfect. Yeah. But there's some good uns, there's some bad uns, but when the bad uns have been good uns, you know.
It's all balanced out in the end.
When I go to Horizon tonight, I'll tell you. If I get there.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get there. I'll get you there in one piece.
Oh, no. Oi, I'd rather get a wheelbarrow than you. Sure. Oi, if you want to see what this geezer done to me earlier.
So how did you find the transition from vinyl to digital? Obviously, you've still got all your vinyl at home.
No.
No? You haven't got your vinyl anymore?
You see that biffa bin there? What's that? 4 foot high? 3 foot high?
Yep.
Less than a year ago, I filled one of those full top to bottom with vinyl. Let me take it away.
Why?
Because I'm not a bedroom DJ. Because I was a bedroom DJ's got them all in order, all nice, in plastic, blah, blah, blah. Hindsight's great. I'd play at Helter, Skelter, bang, quick mix, bang, 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 bang. I'd give them away. I used to give boxes of my, when we done PAs with Wish Doctor, I'd get a box of records because there was nothing then. I haven't even got one. I've done like 15, 20 vinyls of my own. I haven't even got one. Not one. And their music's are wonderful and stuff going for 60, 80, 100 quid. There's Sweet Love VW going for 150 quid. I ain't even got one of them.
Wow.
But yeah, anyway, it's on the biffa bin because I went for the garage. They're all warped, scratched, fucked. No, sorry.
No, it's okay. No apologies necessarily.
Right, they're fucking fucked then. No cover. These ain't going nowhere. They're like proper quavers. They just filled a full biffa bin, just take them away. They're just space.
See, the thing is,
if they were normal, it'd be 10 grand now.
Yeah. That's the thing you see with vinyl. See, some people hold vinyl in such a high regard, and I get it. I started DJing on vinyl. I had 1210s, and we'd go and pay our £8, £9, £10 for a piece of vinyl. But there's so many drawbacks to it. Like you just said then, they warp, they scratch, they bend, they break, they snap, they skip. There's all that kind of stuff. And
the vinyl's great if you've got the vinyl. But we're the last 9 out of 10 clubs I've been to recently ain't got decks.
Well, that's it. You
have to ask.
You turn up now and you've got your set in your pocket. Two flash drives.
I'll tell you what finished me off on the vinyl. And I know the club in Bournemouth. Right, Darren Smiles turned up after me. He walked in with these, the silver CD 100s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going back to 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just played a right scratchy fucking...
CDJ one, I think they were 100s, weren't they?
Walked in and started plugging them in. I thought, what is this mug doing? Yeah. But my vinyl was low. They come and plug them in, boom. Took about half hour. Fucking time. And he put it.
Yeah.
The quality was up there. Obviously, he had a clue.
The thing is, as well, and this sort of understand, you'll get vinyl purists who it's like they think vinyl sounds better. I don't think it does.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think it does.
My dad thinks it does.
Well, your dad will, because your dad was brought up on vinyl, but it's like saying VHS is better than fucking Blu-ray. It's not. It just isn't. CD quality is how it's recorded. When you record a piece of music, it hasn't got crackle in it. It hasn't got that rumble and that buzz. It's recorded onto vinyl, and that's what creates that sound. When a guy strums a guitar, that sound it makes, what you hear in a CD, is what actually happened. When you listen to it on vinyl, it's got that crackle and rumble. That's created by the vinyl.
As you said earlier at the start of the thing, vinyl, them days, you could earn thousands. Yeah. And that was where now you make a track. There's no money in it unless you're big time, unless you're heavy duty. Now you make a track. It takes us 6 days to do our thing, and it's only this podcast here. If I can give you now, you can put some of my tracks, the new stuff out. It takes 5-6 days. to do, which is probably too long, but very pernickety, very precise. There's no money in it.
Yeah.
It's promotion.
Yeah.
Because I'll give that to you. You can press one button and everyone in the world can have it.
Yeah.
There's no going to the record shop now. Standing at the front and he's got 5. I'll have that. He's got one on the counter. Yeah. That was the good old days, like Hackney Wide for sound and that's where I started.
So
but now, if I give you my track, you're the only one in the world who have it. If you press share,
the world's got it. Yeah, that's the thing. You see, it holds no value anymore for that reason. I had this conversation recently. Gone are the days of going to a record shop and rifling through for that certain record, and you might get it, you might not, you might go home empty-handed, but when you got it, it held value. You know, you paid for it. Sometimes you were paying 10, 12, 15 pounds for an import, and it had value. Now it's just click of a button, 99 pence. Everything's just there, isn't it? It doesn't hold as much value anymore. So,
and I cry over that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
Come on, mate. I sorted you out last week. I'll get you a brandy.
So, how do you feel about producing now? Is it? I imagine it's much easier now than it was back in the day because it's more software based.
It's harder.
Do you think? Because there's more options and stuff.
No, if you want to do a dum, walk into the club, you trip over the rug. The pill you took was derb. You're looking like a mug. That sort of stuff. But to do something proper.
This was a world exclusive from DJ Vibes.
Oh, that's a good one.
So you think it's harder now because there's more options and stuff?
Everyone's got a great tune in them. But you can make, as you said earlier, in the car and away, you can make a tune on your phone.
Yeah.
If it's a winner, it's a winner.
Yeah.
But it has to be original.
Yeah.
You have to make that little effort. Possibly, you don't even have to have a vocalist. Their last tune had I don't blame my own trumpet or anything, but she came forth on the voice. Yeah, Will I Am was a mentor.
Yeah.
Da. It's live vocals, live pianos, and that's my problem. I try too hard.
Yeah.
If I just like a barn door banging in the wind with the cat screeching over it, I'd be all right. But with Wish Doctor stuff in the old days, a day top whack. No, but now. Days and days.
I think there's so
that's
much.
My fault.
There's so much competition now as well, and like you say, back in the day, you had nothing to compare it to. You know, I listen to some tracks. I won't mention any names, but there's some early dance music tracks from the mid to early 90s, and it's like there's 4 or 5 sounds. It's a kick, an offbeat, a snare, a clap, and then a vocal. And that's all it is. It's very, very rudimentary stuff.
It's a fine line between being the same old, or being class arse.
Yeah.
And as I said, Music's Wonderful Sing Loud was our winner. And I've done good stuff in between. But everyone's got a good track. You just got to take the time. You know yourself if it's a winner.
Yeah.
Right. We could go upstairs now.
Aye.
No, nothing to do with music. Fuck off. We could go and just bang, bang, bang. If you've got a good tune going, it'll take a couple of hours.
It's the little finesses, isn't it? It's you know,
just something original, talking like a shit, just fucking make just mad sample. You can have all the vocalists in the world, all the live pianos, everything. Wow.
Yeah.
Or you could just like.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're recording that?
Yeah, we'll have to.
Oi, don't nick that. Copyright.
So, I was discussing before with my mother-in-law, Mary Gallagher. She wants me to give a little shout out. So it must be strange for you because...
All right, Mary. That's my mum's name, by the way.
There you go. You said that in the car, yeah. So it must be kind of strange for you because obviously, as I said to my mother-in-law, you are like a celebrity in the hardcore scene. And if you walk into a hardcore event, everybody knows who you are. Everyone wants a picture with you. Everyone wants to shake your hand. But I imagine outside of London, say, if you're just in fucking B&Q or Asda, it's like you've got all the trappings of being famous without all the fucking negativity. Like Tom Cruise can't walk down the fucking street without everyone recognising him. Whereas I imagine the everyman doesn't know who you are, which is a blessing, I suppose.
Yeah, but 20 years ago, I'll get, oh, wait, where's the biscuit, sir? But at least I don't have to brush my hair or even take my pyjamas off. The
thing was, I mean, as we said before, like 20 years, in the 90s, you know, Vibes and Lively, fuck me, you were flying. You were at the very fucking top of the
mountain. Why didn't you interview me then? Fucking hell, waited a bit on you. Took your time.
I waited till I could afford you.
What am I doing now? Fucking singing.
No, but I mean, back then, I mean, you still...
I was there, thanks.
Yeah, you still.
Cheers, coach.
I was out Rejuvenate this year. You still hold the crowd now. You're still headlining arenas now, and obviously just make this little comeback.
Are you
tour.
coming tonight?
I've got a family.
Yeah. Well, it must be that good then.
I've got. I would much rather be there. But unfortunately,
I'm here. I'm making an effort for you. Come on, payback, pal. And all I get is fucking half an ice, one bit of ice and a drip of brandy.
A drip of brandy.
Oh, it's evaporate before I drink it.
Honest to God, I had the lips around the bottle before.
What?
Yeah, so like I say, back in the 90s, you were big time. I mean, what was that like back then? You know, I imagine it was
manic.
I can imagine.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But I still never thought I was anything special because I was a raver.
But that's what keeps you down to earth because and Lee's the same, to be fair. I spoke to Lee a couple of times, you know, and he said the same thing as you, the exact same package.
Did he say he was a dancer?
He didn't tell me he was a dancer, no. I will catch up with Lee and I'm hoping to get him on the podcast at some point. But he said to me the same as you. He went, listen.
His dance troupe. It was a troupe. I'll tell you in a second.
He said the same as you. He said, we're just geezers. We're just the boys, you know. But I think that's what keeps you down to it. As I said in the car before, there's a couple of DJs you can name their name to 100 people and 99 of them are going to tell you that they're a class act. And there's other DJs, unfortunately, and MCs, you name their names to 100 people and unfortunately 80 of them are going to tell you that they're a gobshite or a cunt. And it you know...
But I see flyers like, not hardcore, but that's I'm 50. They're 20. You've got to sometimes realise cycles move on, and I'm still here.
I understand that, but I mean, you're a nice guy. You know, you're here in my fucking kitchen for starters. Do you know what I mean? There's certain people out there who, like you said yourself last week, you were in Ibiza, and there was DJs who wouldn't pose for a photograph for people. That's unbelievable. That's your bread and butter. That's you're one end of the spectrum, and they are literally at the other end. That is unbelievable. No. Do you think? No. But to say no. Exactly. Yeah. You know, who the fuck are you to say no to a photo? You know, and we're not talking about fucking celebrities here. We're talking about DJs. You know, let's be honest. As a DJ myself, we're playing. All right, you're a bit different for you because you might play your own, but we're playing somebody else's records. We're not superstars. We're not fucking nurses. We're not army veterans. We're fucking DJs. You know, to say no to a photo. So one of your
I see it, I'd say no.
yeah. Oh, delete it. So as well as DJing,
that's one thing I hate. Right, someone takes a photo and they want to see it. Delete that. Take the photo natural. That's it.
Yeah, that's.
If I do a selfie, like, bang, don't look at it, bang.
Yeah, that's women for you.
Redo it.
That's women for you. But we were discussing in the car before. You're lucky enough that DJing's been your only source of income. You've never had a job. That's fucking phenomenal to be doing that as, you know, as a passion and to earn money from it and to not have anything else. That's there's not many of you like that, surely.
How much am I getting for this? No, of course. No, I was having fun, didn't I?
It is a pleasure, isn't it? So, as one of your other passions is cars. Have you always liked cars, or, you know, is it a new thing? Is it an older thing, or what?
No, that T-Reg Fiesta. Do you know what? This is bad. Don't tell no one.
Go on, right? Just between me and you.
No, just. Oh, the dog, Skippy.
Go on, she won't say nothing.
No, I can't. No, this is bad. No, it's not that bad. No, it's pretty bad. No, it's fucking terrible.
Only the names have been changed to protect you.
I have got a license, but I ain't got a license.
Okay.
Because I've got a license, but it ran out about 8 months ago.
I won't tell anyone your name, Chris. Sorry. Shit. Sorry, Mr. Wilson. Oh, shit. Fucking hell. I've done it.
Sean the man.
my daughter was calling you Sean today, by the way.
So I've been driving round. I've actually got a car, what everyone else thinks. Oh, you fucking cheapo. Oh, you got a fucking car. Why'd you get a coach? Why'd you get a fucking train? I just fucking either knock them out or take half hour telling them. And they, oh, really? Oh, yeah, I get it now.
Well, we had this conversation before. If you're travelling up and down the country, it makes sense. You know, you've got 5 hours travelling ahead of you. You can pay.
I'm going to do it in a 60-second special, right?
Go on.
I've got a car, right? Obviously. Yeah. train costs quarter of the price. You can eat your sandwiches, have a few beers, have a toilet, you can read your paper, you can fall asleep.
And what are you doing in the toilet, Shane?
Well, shall I tell you your name? Right. You can, and it's quicker, right? Or you can drive your own car, put 500 miles on it, go mental and want to smash someone up in traffic, put all the miles on it, risk, yeah. You can't fall asleep when you're driving.
It's heavily frowned upon.
Especially at 4 a.m. It's 3 times dearer. Or you can just sit back, don't put no miles on your car. You get the idea. So other than that, so why would, and I live quite close to the London stations, which just go bang direct, bosh, bosh, bosh. And I've always got blokes like you pick me up. No, see what I mean though? Isn't it better?
Do you always pick up young men like me, 30-year-olds and stuff like that?
Station. You sent me around that station, curb crawl, and I was getting the right. Come up and
you thought it was fucking Ant and Deck, didn't you? You
got the brandy on him. I love cars. I love classics though. I love classics. Not like your jalopy. Where'd you
£12 from Dodgy Dave.
No, Major Money.
Major Money, yeah.
My bird Joanne at the time. Anyway, she had a Metro from an A-Ridge Metro, a sunburst red Metro, an A-Ridge. I hate to say this, but he croaked it and she never had to give it back. Anyway, on that note, it's more.
On that note, we've got some fan questions.
Hello. 112. Now is fan question.
And that was the worst jingle ever. Our first question is from DJ Silly G. He said, apart from MC Lively, what other MCs did you enjoy working with and why?
Well, the King of Kings is Junior, obviously.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Supersonic Sunbeam. He was my friend, my saviour, my guider, my pal. And remember I said there's three levels. You can have an acquaintance, you can have a mate, and you can have a friend. And friends are very far between. He was a friend.
Yeah.
If he called, I'd jump if he needed me, and vice versa. And an acquaintance, you'd say all right to, and you'd give him a cuddle, and if they asked for a tenner, you'd probably give it to them.
Yeah.
A mate, they'd probably go out with you for the weekend, get involved, have a few drinks, probably stay around there till 8 a.m. on Monday morning, go straight to work. But a friend is there for you.
Yeah.
It's a Junior. Oh, Charlie B, top boy.
Yeah.
Bit mad. Bit of a governor, bit wild, bit of an Essex nutbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Charlie B, Junior number 1.
Yeah.
Charlie B for sure, and definitely. This is Junior number 1, but in no order. Smiley.
Yeah.
Good old Scott. I love the geezer.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'd count him nigh on friend.
Yeah.
It's so difficult, but no, I love him.
Yeah.
I love Charlie B. I love Smiley, and I absolutely adore and would die for Junior right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Love you, Junior. Love you, Leon.
Rest in peace, Leon. Okay, so the next question is from Becky HDID Thorne. She said, what is your personal favourite track that you produced yourself? Put you on the spot there.
Here now. More brandy. That's just cunt kicker. Has to be Sing It Loud. And it has to be Sing It Loud.
Because it was the first one and it holds so much personal memories.
Production on it. If you get Sing It Loud and listen to it on headphones, it's got Mario Brothers in it. The samples are from Mario Brothers. But then again, you got Get High. But my favourite DJ.
Yeah.
As I said, I've got a present for you after.
Okay.
Maybe you can chuck them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, Becky, thank you so much for asking, but it's got to be Sing It Loud for the production value and just for the iconic, and that still stands up today. I could play an old school establishment last, but favourite DJ, no, fucking hell. I hate them all, by the way. I'll make a new one with him in a minute, and that's it. Love you, Beck. Thanks so much.
Okay, DJ Macher has asked a question which I think we've addressed. He said, how did you meet Lee, and who is Wish Doctor?
Well, I wish I hadn't met Lee. And I never heard a witch doctor. No, Lee he's a fine line between love, death, beautiful, wonderful, make you laugh, make you cry. I met him. If I'd have just sliding doors, if I'd have just turned that, if I'd have just gone to the toilet instead to the bar. No, lively's the governor. He's suspect as you like, but he is a friend.
I suppose when you
he needs a slap. I'll give you that.
When you spent that much time together, it must be difficult. Obviously, with any partnership, you know.
I know him inside out, and he knows me inside out. And we've all had ups and downs. I love the geezer.
It was great to see us back together. It really was. I mean, it was I seen a picture of you both hugging, and it was just nostalgia. It was just nostalgic to see us back together. You know, I know you've had your ups and downs, but
no.
You know,
who ain't?
Of course. Again, any relationship like that, you're gonna have ups and downs.
We've had ups and downs on the way here. When I got in here, there's a few downs. But yeah, what was lively? What was the set?
And who is Wish Doctor?
Wish Doctor. If it wasn't for Wish Doctor, I would not be sitting here right now, and I promise you that. Wish Doctor. I know everything's for it, and I know you can't turn back time. If it wasn't for like Remo, who was Wish Doctor's partner from Kicking Records, who asked me that night at Roast, would you like to make music? Wish Doctor is the best producer in the world. That is me saying that, and I do know what I'm talking about, believe it or not. Wish Doctor and Little Louis Vega are the same level, and that's fucking heavy duty.
Yeah.
Wish Doctor, Little Louis Vega, and if it wasn't for Wish Doctor, if I won the lottery, which I'm obviously going to.
Of course, yeah. Because you've done it, and that's the first step.
Everyone's going to win the lottery until they check their numbers and I get one.
Yeah.
If I won £1 million right now, £100 would be Wish Doctor's pocket.
Yeah. So that's just answered.
No, I love him.
Another question was from Steve Baker. What other producers do you hold in high regard, or who is your go-to producer when you're planning a set or a mix?
No one except for Wish Doctor.
Wish Doctor,
or
yeah.
Little Louis Vega.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Paul Miller, again.
Darren Styles.
Who, sorry?
Darren Styles.
Darren Styles. He's fucking huge now, isn't he? He's absolutely fucking huge.
I didn't know that. Cheers for informing me. God, fucking thanks. Why don't you answer the question for me then?
Why couldn't they get him in instead? Why wasn't he loitering around fucking Lime Street Station?
Phone. Well, I'll be back in the sink in a minute.
So the other question, again, I think you've just...
You answering for me. What's the point?
You've answered this one already. Who were your musical influences before you became a DJ? Go on.
George Benson. Luther Vandross. Roy Ayers, preferably number one. That's where I got my name from, the vibraphone. Because as I said, that's where Vibes came from. It's the Vibes, because the Vibes, if anyone out there now has got an internet, well, probably all of yours, except him, just chuck in Roy Ayers, and the Vibes is what he played. It's a xylophone. It's called the vibraphone. Poo Poo La La or Running Away, right? The Vibes is what the vibraphone, what he plays. It's called the Vibes, and that's where I nicked Vibes from. That is where Vibes came from. Roy Ayers, Doobie Doo, Run, Run, Run. And I've got majority of his albums. There's a couple of them after. Listen to this. Went to see him at Union Chapel in Camden. Stay till the end. Hanging about. I got up on the stage, and you know the clock is the thing. Sticks. I picked him up and stuck him down back in my trousers. On the way out, the doorman goes, "Oi, you ain't doing that." I went, "Come on, mate." He went, "No." Took him off that. One chance. Oh. I've met him numerous times. Got little pictures of him and autographs. Yeah. Roy Ayers, remember that and have a look.
And the final fan question is from Steeling. That's his real name, by the way, Steeling. He's not a thief, by the way. He's a good friend of mine, Steeling. What are your personal memories from Helter Skelter? One of his favourite tapes was Energy 96. He said the crowd sounded insane, but sadly he never went.
Was I there?
Yeah, apparently you were there.
I was with him. I was with him down the Dog and Duck. Steve, mate, yes, it was. The crowd there was always brilliant. Energy 96, that was one of the highlights. I was lucky enough to be a part of the Helter Skelter, the Sanctuary firm. Do you know what? Think back, that was coming on 25 years ago.
Yeah.
More. And do you know what? I've got goosebumps right now.
Helter Skelter was the
And they
fucking
had the
pinnacle.
brandy.
Yeah, it was the pinnacle, wasn't it? It really was.
Do you know what? On my life, this is honestly to all the listeners, all the lovely people out there. God, it's turned me over, this is. God, hold on. To play the last. God, you've done me. Oh, that's Dave now. It's a reunion. It's lively. Don't answer that. God, you've turned me over there. Cheers, Steve. Thanks, pal. To play the last ever set at Helter Skelter.
You played the last ever Helter?
Ever.
Oh my goodness.
Ever set. Oh, wow. What a fan. Are you doing interviewing me? Yeah.
Who are you again? The last ever set. That's some fucking epic shit, that.
And the last track was Don't Go. It was made especially for on a dub plate by DJ Chaos. You can chuck that up now. Dave got a Skelter on the mic. I remember. Oh, fuck. Wow.
Yeah.
Turn me over, son.
So at the time, you knew it was the last one, and
It was the last Millennium Jam, I think. Last ever Helter Skelter
That's
set,
right,
5
Millennium
till
Jam,
6, and the last track was If You Leave Me. Oh, you turn me over, mate.
wow. Something, I mean, Helter Skelter was a fucking huge establishment.
Sorry. Wow.
Nice to look back the way. Do you still speak to Dave? Yeah? We're going to lighten things up now with a couple of quick fire questions while you wipe away a tear of joy there as you reminisce.
I sweat.
Good memories, mate. It really is. Good memories. Quick fire questions. Ant or deck?
Deck.
Early set or late set?
Late set.
Snickers or Starbar?
Snickers.
80s or 90s?
80s.
Building a snowman or building a sandcastle?
Snowman.
Vinyl or digital?
Digital.
Red sauce or brown sauce?
Red sauce.
DJing or producing?
DJing.
Sam Fox or Linda Lusardi?
Both.
This is a question for my daughter Madison.
No, I'm looking at you now. Right. Hold on. Right, you having this?
Go on.
Chinese or Indian?
Chinese.
Dodgy. Right.
That was one of my previous questions, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you nicked that off me, didn't you? You nicked that from me, right? No, I can't. Right. There, go on, too hard. No, drink or drugs? Both. All right, okay.
My 8-year-old daughter Madison wants to know fruit or veg? Veg. Not up the bum, no. I've seen that look in your eye. Piers Morgan or Jeremy Kyle?
I both can't. Piers Morgan.
Decorating or gardening?
Gardening.
Shane, this has been an absolute pleasure, sir. I'm humbled to do this. We're holding hands and embracing now. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, Shane.
Diamond.
I really appreciate this.
Brother.
Thank you very much.
Oh no.
The Couture 303 podcast with J Viper.